He is Terry, a young man with a mask on his face. He's not a medical care personnel nor a patient. Indeed, he is you and I epitomize the public under COVID-19. Yet, the face mask is not omnipresent and becomes the norm of our life. Although everybody doesn't like it, it really works to keep you safe. There are different types of face masks on the market, but medical face masks are said to be frequently used in our daily life. It is composed of 3 layers, which are outer layer, filter layer, and the inner layer. The outer and inner layer of your face mask are the first defense against airborne infections and transmission. The second defense is the filtration layer, which can reject bacteria and virus. Face masks are playing a more important role now, as droplets can bring bacteria and virus. When we mention virus, we all know about COVID-19. The coronavirus was at first discovered in Wuhan, China, in 2019, and has spread rapidly all over the world. Over 100 million people suffered, and over 2 million lives passed away. It has become a global pandemic and put the world in peril. Let's say it's the increasing number of infections every day, the economic regressions, and the increasing mental health issue.
The transmission rate of COVID-19 is really high. It's not surprised that you will be infected with no preparation. To prevent airborne transmission, such as infectious droplets and aerosols, you better to wear a mask, like me. It's then coming to the curiosity that do your mask enough to protect yourself?
To answer this question, let's move to the interview session.
I think N95 can be used for a few weeks, and for the cloth mask, I think it can only be used for a few hours. And for surgical mask, I think you can use it for 1 day.
Normal surgical masks are the best. I think most cloth masks, like those made with t-shirts, are basically useless. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the N95?
They can be good, but and the problem with N95 is you have to replace them every 4 hours. So I mean, in terms of preventing virus, they might be good, but overall, it's
Okay.
not. For the medical mask, they have some sort of electrical charging within the layers that can actually stop the virus from entering your nose or your mouth. But for the cloth mask, they are not really against an airborne virus. So they may be useful, but not as much.
I think cloth mask cannot help preventing you get disease. However, I think surgical mask is proven effective.
In order to help you have a better understanding about the effectiveness of face mask, now we're going to provide you with a simple experiment.
The materials we need in the experiment include a lighter, a candle, a tissue, and marks.
The ultimate outcome of this experiment is to test the ability of air or moisture penetration of different kinds of face masks and materials. As airborne transmission usually comes from droplets and aerosols. In the experiment, we will test whether the fire can be blown out in 3 different attempts with different kinds of face masks or materials. Do you want to try a guess?
I think I can blow out the flame by tissue and cloth mask. Maybe harder for medical mask, and absolutely cannot blow out the flame by N95.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Here comes to our experiment.
In the first attempt, we blow the fire mildly. In the second attempt, in mediocre level. And the last attempt, we do it deeply.
same as what our interview answered, then N95 is considered as the best shield to virus attack. The frame is burning strong, even we are trying our best to put it out. It's all in our expectation that we cannot distinguish the frame with the material tested on our experiment. There is an interesting outcome that really surprised us. We found that despite the similar type of face mask, the results can be different. The reason can be manifold, but it's more convincing to tell that the result is because of the difference of mask standards. And the decreasing efficacy of surgical masks after a certain wearing time, which means there is a high possibility of air leakage. The suggested wearing time of surgical masks is 4 hours. That's what Lily said. Good job. So, for your own safety, remember to get yourself prepared with a backup mask. In the response of the questionnaire, we found that the disposable surgical masks were the preferable choice among Hong Kong people, which clearly showed that the public are sensitive to the self-protection issue. Face masks, in our day, have become a necessity in our daily life. Despite the wide range of face mask design, efficiency is still an important consideration.
In the last year, we are all under the shadow of an unknown virus. To stop the spread, the governments have been stepping themselves on non-pharmaceutical interventions and making most of them mandatory, such as social distancing measures and travel-related measures. Not just the frontline medical care personnel, the public is also in the midst of mental health problems. The depressive and anxious symptoms are reported the most, which mainly due to the uncertainty of the future and the restrictive measures. Of course, you have to do it right and smart, like wash your hand after touching the mask and buy yourself a card mask, so that you will not wear the wrong side. If you do so, congrats! You will be sent to the hospital very likely. Anyway, keep your mind positive. Tomorrow is another day. I'm Terry. I trust. Let's fight the virus.